All right, let's first start out with introductions, like we always do. This is a podcast with myself, FinalHarps,
Greatest gamer.
Greatest Gamer 00, and Mash the Stampede.
Yep.
And we
That's
usually
me, Mash the
discuss gaming news or just something, whatever we feel like talking
I was
about.
just about to say.
Because we are cool people, we don't care. Well, we care about everyone, but we don't care on what we talk about because it's all trivial to someone.
As long as Twitch lets us.
Right? Oh, well, there's a new thing we could talk about, but that would be a different discussion for another day about copyrights using things live on Twitch now.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
That's interesting. Twitch has a very interesting policy on that, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and there's gonna be a whole switch thing. What's up, sausage? I can't speak English. Anyway, okay. First, we know who you are. You're Mash the Stampede. You used to be Two Stupid Gamers, right? That was your channel's name. So
well, that was the Twitch channel's name, yes.
Yes.
But I was never trying to impersonate like I'm the channel or anything like that. It was just it happened to be I used our official Twitch page, and since it was just me, then I decided to just like switch it to like a personalized name, basically.
Sounds good.
So,
Sounds
yeah.
good. Real quick,
Two Stupid
how's the
Gamers
audio,
is two
guys?
people.
Yes,
That's
there are
right,
two people. But how's the audio, guys? Want to know that real quick. Dun dun da 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 dun dun dun.
I mean, it's
dun,
Play that
dun,
Jeopardy
dun.
music.
Sounds good. All right, I could just
Cool.
do post editing to balance if I need to. All right, so you were Two Stupid Gamers. Is you and Zero, and
Yes, that's
then
correct.
you decided to. I'm going to use the main page for Two Stupid Gamers Twitch, and you realize that Zero's never there, right? So you just then let me guess, you decided to brand yourself as Mash the Stampede, right?
Yes.
Okay. So since everyone knows that now, if you guys are that know Two Stupid Gamers, this is Two Stupid Gamers Live, but Mash the Stampede.
gonna take some used to. We're still getting used
Yeah,
to it.
we're still getting used to it. I mean, I was saying Smash the Stampede, which
That's what I see.
yeah, but it's Mash the Stampede, which
I'm actually a competitive Smash player. I
Oh,
play
Lord.
Smash Bros. A lot.
yay. Okay, no. Anyway, now we're gonna start out. Who are you as a person in real life? Because everyone just sees you as the person that is portrayed on the stream. Like,
Oh man, what a very straightforward question to answer. Yeah, no, I am somebody that's into really big like video edits, videos, books. Sometimes I try to read every now and then. I'm huge into gaming and whatnot. That's why all of these like creative projects that I do either alone or with friends is generally gaming related. I used to do skateboarding. I was involved in this like local New York skateboarding community for a little bit. I feel like I've done a lot of it like over the last 5-10 years.
My God, you look like a person who skateboards.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we got one right back there. Going
Wait,
right back there.
Wait, so are you currently still in New York? Because you said you did it when you were in New York, or was that back then?
Yeah. Because New York City has a really cool skateboarding scene, and I mean, I live in New York City. I never knew about it though, but once I kind of got involved with it, I made a ton of friends. They're generally speaking, like all the skaters around here are really friendly, really cool dudes, really nice people. And yeah, I mean, like I just got involved with that, started hanging out at their events and skate parks, and it was just a really good time. But yeah, I'm still local to New York. I'm still based in New York. Two Stupid Gamers, we operate entirely out of New York. So
yeah. So you edit a lot. I see you've been posting a lot more videos a week, which
Yeah.
ironically inspired me to do that too. But what was the change from posting when like you were before to posting this many now a week?
So I think I get what you're going at here is that like last week there was tons of videos. So the way Two Stupid Gamers works is first off, I'm not doing all the editing. Sometimes I kind of wish I was because I like doing editing. I feel like that would be a lot more practice. But the way that me and my buddy Zero have it set up, like we just cannot there's no way we would be able to either only one of us do edits. We have to pitch in together. So we split up the work. He does some videos, I do some videos. And what we usually do is that we do Let's Play style episodes, about 2 per week, Wednesdays and Fridays. However, we like to go to events. So we went to PAX East 2 weeks ago and been editing like madmen since then. Just like all this, so much work going into these videos. And when we do go out to these events, we break up some of the content that we normally do with video interviews, like videos of us playing new games and meeting people and like just edits and stuff like that. It's a really cool break from what we usually do. I think as a content creator, you want to like change it up once in a while. So that's why the whole last week was practically all whatchamacallit, stuff from PAX East. We did like 2 big videos. We did 6 videos interviewing developers. And we also had an episode of one of our regular scheduled videos, which was Resistance Fall of Man episode, I think 19. So
nice, very nice.
Yeah, it's really just like I wanted to make sure we got it out as soon as possible, because especially with that kind of content, it becomes less relevant over time. So I figured, let's take a break on the usual stuff and let's go all in on this PAX East content. Get it to people while it's still fresh. Get it to people while it's still, because mind you, the day after PAX East,
everything else got canceled.
No. But the day after PAX East, when everybody waited all weekend, like hours online to play the Final Fantasy VII demo, they released to everybody worldwide the Final Fantasy VII demo with more content, so you could play it at home. That now became completely irrelevant had we gotten content for that game. So, the more that time passes, it just becomes stale. It becomes less relevant, less like cutting edge and like newsworthy, I guess.
Irrelevant. It's time sensitive. The minute that demo came out, it was no longer relevant.
Everyone was asking for it. It came out, and now it is what it is. And ironically, that you guys got to go to probably the last, PAX East, and probably the last event that is able to be gone to until this whole epidemic or pandemic gets blown over.
Yep.
So you lucked out.
If it was a week later, we wouldn't be able to go. If it was like a week or 2 later, when we left, there was only 1 case of coronavirus in Boston, like in general. There was just 1 person that had it. So it was still like, okay, it may not be the best idea, but it really hasn't started to take like a hold here in this place. Now that, of course, that number has changed. New York was also getting pretty bad. I think New York is a lot further along than Boston is, but yeah, like it was really weird going to the show this year. Part of me felt like it was a bad idea, but I'm glad we went because as far as I know, nobody got hurt. Nothing bad happened.
And you got a lot of good content from that. You got a lot of good content. Yeah, so it was worth the risk. But even if you got it, you stay home, you get sick. It happens. I mean, now, this is a personal question, mind you. This one's personal. Do you have a significant other?
You have a waifu?
No, I don't.
Or husbando?
No, I don't.
We don't judge here.
we don't judge. Just say it, son. I don't know your preference, so.
Okay, so no waifu, not even.
Okay, no waifu. All right.
No pillow counts, by the way.
I feel like one of the issues with that is like I've tried, and at this point, it's just so difficult with how much time I spend editing and streaming. I've like completely saturated myself with digital content. Editing videos, as we've mentioned many times before, it takes so long. Just the slightest thing that you want to do, if you want to do it and do it right and make it like perfect, it could be days of work even. So yeah, I'm obviously not I'm not open to the idea, but I just don't have time.
Yep. That's exactly
and then when you do something like that, you want to put time into, unless you find someone who's understandable. But that's a totally different subject for another day.
Yeah. So basically your best chance would be if you happen to meet someone that you really got along at PAX. Like that would be your best luck, and that's like 1 out of like the entire year basically.
That's kind of what I think about, but it's actually not 1 out of the entire year. I am, another aspect of me besides skateboarding, besides video games, video editing, I go to events like crazy. So I love events. Last year I probably did like 5 conventions or something like that, and that's not including all the other types of events that we do. Yeah, I mean, I'm a social guy. I love to go out and just meet people. Conventions there's so much going on at them. Besides just going to go get video content for the YouTube channel, yeah, I just enjoy being there. It's like
just the socialization, the meeting people, hanging out it's better than just staying at home like most of us do nowadays.
So yeah, sometimes like a few times at PAX East this weekend, I think I actually enjoyed like talking to the developer of the game more so than I actually enjoyed playing the game. I mean, I enjoyed playing the game, but it was so cool to like meet this person who they're excited to talk to you. They're excited to answer your questions. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that is. Now, out of all the games you have played in your life, what is your favorite game of all time that will, no matter what comes out, will trump every other game?
Majora's Mask. I love Majora's
Really?
Mask. It's my favorite game of all time.
Okay. I'm not here to judge. But yeah, okay.
Whoa. You said this was a judgment-free podcast.
It is.
No, he said he wasn't. So
I'm not. I said I'm not.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's when I was in like high school. I don't know. I picked up on some N64 games late. Majora's Mask was one of them. It just resonated with me so well. It was a different type of Zelda game. It was a little bit different from Ocarina of Time. They're doing some cool things with the story. It was chill. It was fun. It was creepy. Like that game spawns nightmare fuel. Like there's a lot of like scary, weird stuff from that game. And then also, shout outs to Game Theory. I saw this really cool video by them where they were analyzing the game Majora's Mask in terms of the 5 stages of grieving. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the 5 stages of grieving, but it actually relates a lot to Majora's Mask according to Game Theory. And that video kind of opened my mind to like, whoa, this game is insanely deep.
Yeah, no, dude, those theory videos are great, man. You start learning stuff about even your favorite game that you didn't think about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Majora's Mask. All right, that's a whole topic I could talk. Anyway,
hold on. What were you expecting?
I had no clue, honestly. That one was literally from like the way out boonies in the forest, and the like. You see it just come out of nowhere, like
Ocarina of Time.
Like what? Anyway,
all right. Next question.
All right,
why did you start YouTube and Twitch?
So, well, I think what I have to clarify first is that I've done YouTube a couple of different times. So it wasn't just Two Stupid Gamers is the only thing I've ever done YouTube wise. Back in the day,
really?
yeah, a long time ago, I just uploaded random stupid videos with my friends.
As we all do.
Yeah, just wandering around, like getting into trouble. We used to love stacking crates in the streets and just running through the crates.
Okay, that actually sounds fun to watch.
But then at some point, I don't remember what caused me to do this, but I started to make I started to make AMVs.
Yep.
Long like 2003 era AMVs. So this
the
is
best
like
do. All the best YouTubers.
Cringe. Yeah. I liked Gundam Wing was one of my favorite shows. I like, obviously Trigun. I love Trigun.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, it was a classic. Other Gundam series and Inuyasha and stuff. And yeah, from that I made the AMVs for a little while. They actually got really good traction. I was kind of surprised. Like, I don't remember getting too many comments, but I do remember getting a lot of views. And this was, mind you, back then in YouTube. So,
yep.
YouTube inflation, like 100 views back then is like maybe 1,000 today or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. So then I did that. I have a bad habit of quitting. So I just quit it. I didn't do it after that. Then I, it's hard to line up the chronology because I've done so many things, but eventually I came back to YouTube. I did, I started to Uncharted 3 had a feature where you could upload directly to YouTube or like Facebook or something clips that you had from the multiplayer game, like kills, like 5 kill streaks.
It did. I remember that.
I love that game.
Oh yeah, that game was great.
I spent like hundreds of hours into the multiplayer. That had a really good community too. So I started to make these videos, and you can look them up today. They're called Shenanigans. You can just look up Uncharted 3 Shenanigans. It was like a montage of just stuff, like really cool moments that people sent me. At first, it was just me and my friends, but for later, I had like asked around the community, like, oh, if anyone has any cool clips, just send them over. And then from that, I became like the dude that made YouTube montages and YouTube clips and stuff like that based off of Uncharted footage. I was heavily involved in like the Uncharted community because of that. It was fun. We had like an Uncharted clan and everything. And then I quit again, and it was like, oh man, what's wrong with me? Partly because the game died, the Naughty Dog stopped supporting it, and there was just like the community was upset with it. So
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
So what was the name of you during when you were in the Uncharted 3 for the video uploading?
So the name of that one was Nanashi 707 PSN, I think, or something like that. But if you look,
didn't they have a feature later where they would actually upload the more popular clips from Facebook and YouTube? Because now I think about it, I think I remember specifically some of your videos being featured on the opening menu for Uncharted 3. And that's around the time when they had it for free too, for free to play, before it died out.
So unfortunately, I think I never got in there. I will tell you, there was one thing I wanted more than anything else at that time, was to get featured on that, because it was so cool, and I'd be like, oh, my friends would see it every time they get on. Yeah, so just to explain for the viewers, the multiplayer lobby, when you're waiting to find a match and stuff, the menu had a little feature called Uncharted TV, and it would play trailers from like Uncharted and The Last of Us. It would play people's montages, people's clips from the community. It was really cool. It would always be playing. You could turn it off if you wanted to, but yeah, unfortunately, there was the guy that Naughty Dog picked to put in charge of that was kind of like he was kind of like a nepotist. So he would only put in his stuff that like his friends shared, or any video that he uploaded would immediately go to Uncharted TV. Wow. And people would always say like, hey, put on this video. This video is really cool. And he just wouldn't listen to them. So it was one of those things that ended up leading to like the community having kind of just like losing faith in Naughty Dog, unfortunately. That's why you gotta take care of your communities. You can't let stuff like that fly.
Yeah, and ironic. That's an ironic one right there. It's hard to like keep up and taking care of your community, but you just sit there and like listen to the vast majority of what is a common issue. But that's a good topic. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is definitely a good topic. And again,
that's a good topic.
That moment totally speaks to it. I remember having people recommend like all sorts of videos, and then the guy just wouldn't take them. I had people asking me like, "Oh, do you think your videos are gonna get up on the?" And I was like, "I wish, I would like to." One of the coolest feelings from that point in time in my life was having like I would come back to that video, and then people would be like asking. No, I came back many years later after I had quit, and I was looking at the comments section for that video, and then somebody just out of the blue asked like, "Oh, is there gonna?" Because there was the first video, the second video, and that was it. And somebody asked, "Oh, when are we gonna get the third one?" I was like, "Oh, I have somebody that wants me to make another one."
I got a question for you. Now, I have that same kind of issue, but I've learned from doing content creation, it's better to just keep going. Why do you have the mentality? Because I'm learning mostly for myself too, of just stopping.
I think I had a lack of motivation at the time, and I'm trying to answer this question without sending it on like 50 tangents, but yeah, I mean, people need motivation.
It's true. He's
not. Yeah, that's simple to the point. Okay, that's right, good enough. Yeah,
all of us here are content. That's the truest.
It's hard to keep that motivation going.
Two Stupid Gamers is the longest thing that I've ever done. We're almost we're getting close to like 4 years. That's like the longest one of these like projects that I've ever been a part of. So. Who knows? Maybe I'll quit tomorrow. No, I'm definitely not going to do that.
I will go to New York since they're so cheap right now. I could just spend one day flight
for real
and go there and kick your ass and come back home the same day in under $100.
If you can.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's why I always think about that. I'm just like looking at today and like how we've built up Two Stupid Gamers and how the streams have been getting really good lately. I just think to myself like, if I never quit all those years ago, I would have been so insane with my editing skills. Because I've been using first it was Windows Movie Maker, then it was like some other, it was something video, it was Roxio Video Wave, one of the worst video editing programs I've ever used. And then eventually I stepped up to Sony Vegas, and like I've been using it for so many years. To think like how next level my editing could have been if I just never gave up, you know? So I use that as motivation to like keep doing it, you know? Take Two Stupid Gamers as far as me and Zero will take it. We're gonna keep going, and I'm gonna keep editing as hard as I can, because that's what I do, and that's one of my favorite things to do.
I would say some things about myself, but this is about you today. Anyway, how long have you been doing content creation?
So then it's again because of all the breaks.
Just like the first time you ever did something. When was the first time you did something? And like, what was that? How long ago was that?
Yeah, it was the AMVs for sure. That was definitely it. The AMVs were.
So it was around before 2009, 2008, because Uncharted 3 came out around that time, right?
No. It was before that. It was several years before that. So I'd say roughly at this, maybe even like almost the start of YouTube, like 2005, 2006 or something like that.
Damn, for 15 years almost?
Pretty much, yeah.
Damn. Damn.
Yeah, I'm not very young.
Yeah, we're both
30s.
He's the young one. Okay. All right. Simple one. Who inspires you? Like for content creation or just anything that like person who inspires you for anything that like makes you motivated.
Or any big ones if it's more than one.
There's so many.
It does, yeah.
There's an insane amount of people.
So what would be okay? So would be a good one.
First one that comes to your head,
like that, or who was your first one? Like for me, it was Maximilian, and then it's like a domino effect.
Right?
Oh, in that sense.
Assist me.
See, like what was the first video or something like that? That just to make it easier to guide you. What was the first one to start this domino.
Okay, I'll keep it relevant to. Well, I guess like really, if you want to say really, really early, there's another AMV, a Gundam Wing AMV that I really liked. I thought he did a great job with it. It might still be available. It was a Gundam Wing AMV with the music. With the music was Led Zeppelin's "Stairway to Heaven," and I thought it worked so perfectly because it was about Gundam Wing and Endless Waltz, and it was talking about war and peace. And I believe the username was South of Heaven 666 or something like that. It sounds silly to say it today because it's like, but that was probably like one of the early, like it just showed me, hey, maybe there's something more to this than just these AMVs. Like maybe you could really do something crazy with these videos. And then to push it forward to like today, I mean, my buddy Zero's an inspiration because he works really fucking hard. And then he comes through with amazing edits. He taught me After Effects. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have any After Effects skill. I wouldn't have any After Effects skills. I wouldn't even know what After Effects was, really. I mean, I knew what it was, but I wouldn't know what it's capable of. And today, I can't really live without it because it's such an important thing for our videos and for the editing that, like the random edits we've had and stuff like that. So Zero is definitely a huge inspiration to me. Also, who else? This guy by the name of EMP Lemon, another shout out. I like watching his videos because I feel like they're really thought out. His one mini documentary got me obsessed with NASCAR, and I take inspiration from like NASCAR. Yeah, no kidding. His video was that good. I think when a video is good when it inspires you to like really like look into stuff. Like, oh wow, let me go check that out because that's interesting. And what's cool too is with him, he started out as a YouTube pooper, and he was kind of from what he explained in one of his videos, he was despised by the community. They didn't accept him, they didn't like him, but he really wanted to do YouTube poop. His thing was green Simpsons. Like he made the Simpsons always green, like to change the hue so that it would get around the YouTube's copyright system.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, he has an interesting series about that as well. But he went from being hated in YouTube poop to being the most popular YouTube poop channel. His videos like exploded, and then he kind of got into like current events, more like politics, some like controversy and stuff like that. He did a video about Leafy is here. He did a video about like iDubbbz. And then recently he started a series called Never Ever, and those videos get like millions of views. It's insane. Yeah, and it's not only is it this video gets millions of views, but the editing and all the work and research that goes into it, it's so well thought out that it legitimately deserves millions of views and more.
Yeah.
So huge shout outs to that guy. I love watching his videos and it inspires me.
Okay. Now, why do you like going live? Or what actually made you the choice, or what gave you the decision to, like, I'm going to go live? Think.
Twitch. Twitch is like a different platform. I kind of equate it to, I don't know. I equate it to being like doing like some form of art, and then you're like really good at that, or you're getting good at that art and you're getting better and better. Maybe you kind of run into like a dead end, or you sort of get like stuck. You get a block, they call it. And then you try a different type of art, and then you're discovering all these new things. YouTube, like pre-made type of content, is a completely different ball game than live. Live is, they're two different animals basically, and
they definitely are.
Yeah, I mean they have their unique sets of pros and cons. So I like Twitch. I like going live because it gave me a whole new set of challenges to deal with. It gave me a whole new set of problems to solve. I'm a problem solver. I like to work things out. I like to troubleshoot and whatnot.
We all were like, yo.
No, here's my question real quick. It's like, what made you realize, because like you even said, it's a completely, streaming and making videos are two different things. What made you even go that, I can do this live? Because being live, or sometimes you're not. What made you think, I can be in front of a camera? Like you're not, you have a history of not being shy in front of stages or cameras like that?
No, I actually don't. I used to have stage fright. I used to have fear of public speaking. I did have a couple of breakthrough moments, mostly in school, when like I would go up and do a presentation and I'd be like super nervous, and then when I get up there and I did it, it just kind of happened. Everything went well. I got the clap from the audience, the classroom. Basically, I sat back down and I was like, okay. Well, I guess there was no reason to worry in the first place. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I've always been fully comfortable in front of the camera. I've kind of just gotten used to it over the years of the YouTube channels that we do. There's a thing where like when you hear your voice in a recording when you start making content in the beginning, it sounds weird, and people are always I hate the sound of my voice.
Like ear wrecking. It's weird, but yes, that's actually a documented thing. It's psychological. Like you hate the sound of your own voice. It's really weird. I guess it's because it's the voice you hear the most.
It's like, oh god, that's me. What?
Yeah, that's me. What?
That's great. Yep, that makes sense. Just wanted to add to that.
All right, now we all know you stream. We all know you stream games and you do podcasts, but like, what would you consider yourself? What type of streamer are you?
A variety streamer.
A variety streamer, okay.
A variety streamer. I think what I really would ultimately like to do is to just get better at streaming and like build up a nice audience over there. Maybe some people from the YouTube go over to the Twitch and vice versa as well. And I'd like to bring people. It's not something that people like, but the reason I'm a variety streamer is that I like showing people niche games that they've not heard of before that I'm really ecstatic about, like games like Valkyria Chronicles, like indie games like Lone Survivor or Valhalla, stuff that means a lot to me because I've played them and I've experienced them and I know that they're wonderful, and I'd like to bring to more people. I think live content really gives you that opportunity, because sometimes people will come in to your live chat when they're not really there for the game. They come by when you go live.
Yep,
with YouTube, it's usually not the same. YouTube people will look at the thumbnail and go,
today.
I don't know. I don't want to. I'll go check out another video. I'm not interested in that subject. But with live, you have the opportunity to like, Kugla's here. Kugla's never played.
Unknown Game 54.
Unknown Game 54. He's never played that game before. I love that game. And it's like, all right, so today I'm going to get to show Kugla all about this game and what I like about it. Don't say No, he knows all about Hollow Knight.
But would you say your variety streamer, it mainly pertains to gaming? You don't step outside of gaming too much, would you say?
Yeah, it's usually gaming, but I have had streams where, so the wall behind me with all the posters on it, I like to update it from time to time. We used to do it that Zero would come over, we'd update it together, we make a big video out of it, post it to YouTube. But sometimes we can't meet up, like our schedules don't align. So I just realized I'm like, I could just live stream it, and those videos are generally really fun to do because it's super relaxed. They tend to run long, but yeah, I mean, just do all the updating on camera, get to talk to people, throw on some music. I did one where I set up a skateboard on stream, so that was pretty fun too. More
Cool.
artsy. And I've been thinking about doing a stream where I build Gunpla because I like Gunpla.
Cool,
Sick.
cool.
Yeah.
All right. When you are streaming, what is one thing you look forward to, or something what makes you happy about streaming? What makes you excited? What is the, like, when you go to press that go live, what is the one main reason why you like going live?
I feel like life is really lonely, and then sometimes you're just kind of sitting at home doing nothing, you know? What I really like is, oh, who's gonna come in today? You know, like, oh, who's gonna come in and just chat? Who's gonna come in and crack jokes with me and talk about this game? Or, oh, they actually didn't know about this game and they're gonna find out about something today. Like, I look for the most to just like who you're gonna see, because you never know until you go live who's there, who's gonna be viewing and, you know, commenting and or chatting and whatnot.
That is so true.
Yeah, that is true. Because I have nights that are dead, and other nights where it's like I get 15 people, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
And then they're all talking or not talking at all. It's very interesting.
And that's why my advice would be, and it's not like I'm some mega streamer, but my advice would be, and what really helps me is to just ignore the viewer number, the viewer count number, and just stream like you're streaming to 1,000 people. You know,
Yes.
just stream because you want to do it, because you enjoy what you're streaming, you enjoy the content that you're putting out there.
Yep.
And you know what? Eventually, people will come and they'll talk to you, and maybe you'll even make some cool friends. I've made so many friends just out of streaming, including you guys.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. All right. You got anything extra to add on that one?
Oh, no, I covered pretty well, yeah.
Okay. What about that question?
All right, so next question. What upsets you or triggers you while you play games or go live? Like, do certain comments trigger you, or do some of them really make you happy? Like, certain things in particular.
That's tough to say, because I usually try to keep it as positive as I can.
Okay, I mean, as in, like, if someone comes in your chat and just starts talking shit, what does it take it where they're talking shit to where the point where you're like, okay, I'm banning you? Because I got a good story real quick. I was
go for it.
Yeah, I was playing a game with my son, and I was playing Apex. The guy was named, I'm not even gonna say it. I was like, okay, we're playing rank, so we're playing competitively. I got him in the chat so we can play. I also was live, and I was talking to some viewers because I was live on TikTok too. I said, hey, he's like, oh wait, I said I was talking to them. He's like, oh, you live stream? I went, yeah, I live stream. I mean, what's the name? He checked out my name, found me on there, went BRB, and then went back on the voice chat once he was in the chat of this thing and kept saying the N-word. On purpose. That was so triggering where I just banned him, and then he's like, oh, switch it back, and I banned it. I'm like, what? Like, that was the most triggering thing I ever had, and now at this point now I'm like, no, but like something like that.
Yeah,
that was like, that's what I was gonna tell you, but I was like, I'll just wait.
No, that's absolutely uncalled for, and that was a really shitty.
And my son was in the chat.
Yeah. And that's again, to bring it back to what I said earlier, live streaming versus pre-production content, completely different. This is all new stuff to me, like getting used to some of the things. You will get people like that on live streams, and everybody has to come up with their own way to deal with it. But generally speaking, yeah, I mean, when people act like that, that's really annoying. When people will usually, I had like one instance similar to that, and it's just I didn't really handle it properly. But now it's just you ignore it, you ban it, or maybe one of your mods will get to the ban first. But
this was on voice chat.
This is on voice chat. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, this is on voice chat.
That's right, because you're playing an online game. So online games, that adds yet another variable to the situation. Yeah.
So that was for me really triggering. Now, what for you? Like besides that, what is like something that would trigger you, or where you're just like, oh my god, why are you doing this?
Well, to be honest, I don't really get a lot of that because I don't know. My chats have been like just great. Everybody that comes out is so awesome and chill. We had one moment where it was like somebody else's drama that was going on spilled over into ours for a little bit, and then we just banned the guy. But like since then, I mean, I don't really get anything. Yeah,
that happens.
It spilled over into our chat. It spilled over into the chat on Bulb's podcast, and like, you know, it's some people, they just have too much free time, and instead of doing something nice and productive with it, they end up trying to hurt others, and that sucks. But yeah, I mean, I really haven't experienced. I don't think I can answer that question properly. Yeah, people acting like dicks in your chat is bad.
That was the first time I've ever had that myself. So yeah, I can understand. It's very rare it happens, but that was the first time that's ever happened to me, and I was like, I have an 11-year-old in here. Come on, like really? Like we didn't do anything to you.
So on the other end of that spectrum, would you say something that's good that you enjoy or that happens quite frequently?
Exactly.
Just something that just gives you like you just hear like that word. It's like a secret word that just makes you smile.
There's no word. It's just people when people pop off with the game that I'm playing. I remember once.
No.
Yeah, one time when I was streaming Lone Survivor, I'm like, man, I love this game. I've written blogs about this game. I was like so into this game. I've cosplayed the character. I'm like, but I bet nobody's even really gonna like it. I was doing it because it's a horror game and it was for Halloween. So I did Resident Evil 4. I did a little bit of Dead Space. I did a little bit of Corpse Party.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah. That game is crazy.
I'm good.
and then I did Lone Survivor in there because anytime horror games come up, I gotta get Lone Survivor in there. It just means so much to me. And I had someone in the chat that was like, "Hey, this is really cool," and that meant a lot to me. You know, like just it really brightens up my day to like play a game that I like, and I get to connect with someone else who now they like it too. Like that's really cool. Oh, also I had I was streaming Valkyria Chronicles 4, and somebody in my chat said that they enjoyed it so much, like watching me play it, that they just went out and bought it.
Nice.
And I think that's
nice.
I'm like, listen, that is why I do it.
What's up, Joypad?
That's
true. That's a very that's something I felt, bro. I felt that. I
haven't had that one yet, but yes.
Get ready for
that's the greatest feeling is when you're talking to someone and the fact that they're there talking to enjoy the conversations.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Heck, to the point you made them buy out the game, dog. That's a bonus.
All right,
I love that because then that ends up supporting something that I care about, and that means the world.
Okay, now you have any questions off the top of your head? Because I got nothing else.
That's the right.
That's all. That's pretty much
20 minutes. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's been really quick and precise.
Yeah.
It just flew by. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm trying to think now.
Yeah. Well,
chat,
all right. While we're thinking, chat.
Oh, you know what? I had it. Are you going to be traveling anywhere? Let's say, especially since the plane trips are going to be really cheap. I'd recommend you go to Japan. That's where I'm at. You too, chat.
I would love to go to Japan. I haven't done one. I haven't done a Japan trip, but I would love to.
Like, you know, right now, like they have it like locked down. Like everyone wears masks. No one like.
You can't travel all the country right now.
No, you can't. See, look, like I said, everybody, you do your research. All I heard is that flights are cheap. Outside of that, I know nothing.
No, you can't leave the country right now.
For the U.S.?
I think if you leave, you can't come back then. Because you're going to an infected area.
Check it yourself. I know for Italy and China, it's definitely no-go. Because they're the most contained. But Japan's like, fine. But
yeah, it's pretty much at that point. We could go state to state right now, but I don't think we can go country to country yet right now.
See, like, I know nothing. You know, I'm just...
I mean, we can go visit, have lunch, and then be bye-bye. Like...
Oh, so there is. Okay, thank you, Swasich.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right, looks like...
you, me, and him, he could fly here or we could fly there.
Right.
That's it.
Hey, that's still not a bad deal.
I know, right? $30 or $60? Like, right. Let's go.
Well, anyway, you know, when you were mentioning PAX East, That's the exact similar thing happened when I went to Japan for Evo. I landed right as that was starting to break out, and I came back. So that's why I'm still here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got lucky too.
right.
I mean, ours was literally like I'm watching this explode, and part of me is, and I was listening to other content creators who were at PAX, and they too were like, should we go to this? Seems like it's gonna get pretty bad. What they did at PAX East, they ended up bringing lots of hand sanitizer. They were giving out like everything was being sanitized after it was getting used. They were like little stations that were giving out Lysol wipes and stuff like that. They had workers there that, like, I guess on some kind of schedule, they would go to the escalators where the handrails were, and they would just put a Lysol wipe on the handrail as it's moving to like sanitize the whole thing. And
Oh my god, that's good though. That's good.
I wish it was like this every day.
It's
Right.
obviously the situation right now is terrible,
Mutated.
but I really like the idea. I feel like we should always be doing conventions like this from now on, like super aware of, where our hands have been, sanitation, making sure to, keep hand sanitizer on, making sure to wash our hands.
Like, have you ever just gone to the mall, a little bit of shopping, and then you feel your hands, you're like, ugh. Like, ugh. All right, my wife Blood Vixen has a question.
Cool.
Do you think if you kept sticking to all of your original idea channels, would you actually
be more successful,
like farther along?
if you didn't stop, like if you were just
So like
going.
you started, like say you started with Uncharted, and then you're like, okay, I could keep making more stuff with Uncharted, a video here and there, and then you're skateboarding, your live feed of whatever you're doing, or what you're doing in real life, and just kept doing it. Would you be farther along than where you are now?
So I like to pay attention to what some of the other people that didn't drop out, where they've been at. And the thing with Uncharted specifically is that like the community just split up. Nobody that was doing Uncharted back then is really still doing it because nobody likes Uncharted 4's multiplayer. Uncharted 3's multiplayer is done. Uncharted 2's multiplayer is done. Effectively, the community just disbanded. And yeah, I mean, I think I would probably have more subscribers, but one of the things that I found was an issue was when you then want to shift over to something else, you won't have a lot of those people come over.
Yeah.
When I broke off with Uncharted, I had the idea that because I started to play a lot of Virtua Fighter. There's a local Virtua Fighter scene here in Brooklyn.
Of course.
And and then they were really cool guys. It's a game that I had a lot of respect for, but I never knew that it had such a cool, like such a well-respected competitive scene, at least for fighting game people. Yeah. And my plan was that, okay, I'm done with Uncharted for whatever reason, and then I was gonna move on to Virtua Fighter. But it's like people didn't jump over, and of course they wouldn't jump over because they were really looking for me for Uncharted content. I had people that it was like, clanmates that we were playing together with, people that I met online. Some of those people do still stick around. Actually, I still keep in touch with some of them. But for the most part, like, yeah, a lot of those subscribers, they would just jump ship the second you would do something else. So I would say I probably would have a bigger channel if I kept doing it, but
not by much.
Yeah, but for the one thing, it would kind of be like legacy subscribers, meaning that those people don't really watch anymore.
Like true fans of who you are.
Yeah.
It's like how I started doing TikTok videos, a weekly gameplay video, and gaming guides, and then weekly reviews. Just started it, but my TikTok videos I'm getting a lot of subscribers from it. That's why I'm sticking to like something a week on that. But if I were to cut that, I would probably lose that audience. It's a very interesting perspective when you covered with that. It's very interesting because it's true. Now, the only people you'll keep are your legacy, your true fans, the people who actually care about you, just who you are.
Actually, I'm using the term legacy subscriber in a different way. What I remember hearing legacy the subscriber is a term that's used for somebody that subscribed to you like way back when, but maybe their account's not active anymore. Maybe they don't watch your videos anymore for the purpose that they're not an active subscriber today, but they are still subscribed. So your channel still has that number. And at some point they do YouTube will look into that and think about a channel like, well, do they have more active subscribers versus more
No, they don't look at it. They actually just unsubscribe those.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
literally
They
just
did that around
unsubscribe.
the
I had a day where I lost 15 subs, and I was like, what?
They'll do that.
And I'm like, why did this happen? But then it's because there was people who just stopped doing the channel. There's some channels that lost 20,000 subscribers. I can't speak. Subscribers. And it's like, it's because YouTube knows who's real and who's not. And it's very interesting.
Yeah. And it's like, and then think about it this way. So let's say I kept going with Uncharted, but then I wanted to do, I don't know, whatever. I wanted to do something else. Like I wanted to focus on a different type of game. Basically, I would have a channel that has a inflated number, but not much viewership anymore because it just it went away when I switched the content that I was creating. Mm-hmm. So at that point, I mean, honestly, you might as well just start a new channel.
Yeah.
You might as well, because those people aren't coming over. Those people aren't going to be participating. And if anything, I've looked at the numbers for some of my older channels. Those people disappear because they either YouTube unsubscribes them or they just don't. They don't want to be subscribed anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the crazy thing. Yeah.
It is. Again, I feel, and another thing is kind of like as a creator, it almost is like, well, how much more could I have done with Uncharted? I feel like at some point,
I got a question.
Switching from the AMVs, eventually getting into Uncharted, and eventually making my way to do other stuff, including Two Stupid Gamers and the Twitch streams today. Like I'm expanding, I'm expanding my palette of colors, I guess, if we're comparing this to like a painting or something. I'm expanding what I'm capable of doing.
Well, you also are still learning on what you can and can't do. Like, as you're a content creator, if you're trying to grow, you have to keep realizing that you got to keep going and keep trying and just like figure out what works. Like, it took me almost a year to realize what I can do and do stuff, but everyone's different. Now, my question is, I had before, they're asking questions. What is the most insane / craziest thing you have ever done that could have either got you in trouble or like just something that you did when you were younger? You're like, oh my God, I actually did that.
Like how I stuck my tongue on a frozen pole, kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I did do that. That actually happened. But yes, that's an example.
Just like in general, like anything that I've done.
Yeah.
Anything crazy, just one little thing. Yeah.
There's just got to be a quick answer too.
Yeah, just something quick.
Yeah, I mean I've always rolled with like a lot of random characters, and sometimes we've done some things that would get us into trouble. And skateboarding, as some of you may know, is a very in-your-face type of personality, like skaters have. Like they don't really care about authority or anything like that. I'd say the worst thing that I've ever done, I mean, I don't know. I don't know the answer right off the bat. Not too much. I'm afraid to self-incriminate here. But I would say
if that's the case.
Okay, like you said, you don't have to answer any of these questions. It's up to you.
I would say there was probably alcohol involved. I'm going to put it
then all right.
Okay, that's
Would you ever consider doing an IRL skate video?
Would I ever consider doing an IRL skate video? Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot. There's when I was in the skateboard community, I did more filming than I did skating. I did a lot of skating.
Huh.
I got better at it. I really like one aspect of skateboarding I like is watching yourself progress. But I did more filming of others than being filmed myself because I wasn't at like that skill level to make it really interesting to watch. But I liked edits. I have tons of edits that I did, and I did. But yeah, there's not a lot of footage of me from back in the day. Still, every day, like I'm thinking to myself more and more, like, man, I kind of want to get back on the horse, and like, yeah, maybe I would absolutely love to do an IRL skate video.
Okay. Another quick question. Now, if you found a girl, because you like girls, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure that understood your time restrictions. And you understood their time restrictions, would you be willing to work with it and try to make the relationship or you had the opportunity to have a relationship like that, would you try to make it work?
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, you know, a relationship, a YouTube channel, a job, you know, your family, these are all things that you have to make some sacrifice in order to upkeep, in order to maintain, in order to
Yes.
strengthen. So it's like, absolutely. It's, you know, sometimes I would just say, like, you know what? I won't do the editing because I want to take care of this. Like I would totally be willing to do that if that was possible, to work within the time constraints, to sort of go outside of those time constraints. It's absolutely. I think in the ideal world you would find someone like that, but the issue is it's like so hard to find someone that gets that. That gets that. You know what?
It's so hard to find someone with the little bit of time that you have.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
And no, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
No, when you say it's you have to put time aside. That has happened recently to me, and that's because
I'm personally having a hard time trying to find the time to do all this. I mean, I work 6 days a week. I come home, I want to spend time with my son, and by spending time with him, he wants to play Apex. Okay, by all means, let's play Apex. And then spending time with my wife, making TikToks with my wife. It's just finding the time to do everything, and then making content, going live. It's like, oh my god, do I go live, or do I finish this YouTube video, or do I do this today, or do I do this today? Like, my brain explode and melt at the same time.
Yeah.
And when it comes to trying to find like a significant other when you're that busy, it's damn near impossible.
And then not only that, just look at how much more it adds. But hey, so for now,
are you trying to say I look old?
No. But now, for now, you're good. You're enjoying your solidarity, but having, you know, like, depending for everybody, it's different. Like Kugla, he wants somebody, you know.
He's got a pillow.
Oh, true. Hey, the pillows are top tier, bro.
No, I'm 100%, you know, willing to make something work if that opportunity presents itself. I think, you know, you have to. Everybody has needs, and I think most people, not everybody, but most people also do need to pursue relationships because it's important, it's healthy, it maintains that social human aspect. So yeah, I mean, I would recommend everybody to at least make some time for it and make some effort. And you know what? Like, if you've not been on a date in a really long time, and maybe you think that, oh, well, it's over for me, or like I shouldn't do it, give it a try, because there are other people that are looking too, and you never know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
It could be incredibly rewarding. It might not be, but it could be incredibly rewarding. So you might as well take that chance. Just like doing content could be incredibly rewarding. Maybe we won't become successful millionaire content creators that fly all over the world with our ad revenue, you know, but it's still a rewarding part of life, you know? So...
But yeah, good. Dude,
no, Swashage, you that's a very valid point, because that's what we do. Like, me and my wife, we do TikToks every Sunday evening. We make enough to last for the whole week. While when I wake up on Sunday, I'm doing YouTube stuff. I do stuff with my son, and then throughout the week, I try to stream, but I haven't been streaming that much, and I want to stream, but this is all about him. Anyway,
you can make a schedule.
I did.
I have a little chart, a little dry erase board, and it's like I divide everything by the days. You could reserve a day for. Okay, when I come from work,
you know damn well there's times where you're sitting there, you're editing something, and then you get that wall, you're like, shit.
I know, but it's like
done. It's like,
See, so I was getting hyper.
But what you can do to maintain productivity, to stay like healthy and proactive, is just set aside a time and create a little schedule for yourself. After I come home from work this day, this is content creation time. After I come home from work on Thursday, that's gonna be date night. After I come home from work, I'm saving this for family. Whatever. Just you know, do something with your off days.
That's exactly it. Does anyone have, before we cut the stream, because we got 10 more minutes before an hour.
All right, so.
And I'm done with my questions. Do you have any?
I got one more while chat comes up with at least.
The chat, come on, one more.
Quick ones, but here's the quick one for you. What out of all the upcoming games right now, which ones are you getting and anticipating for? You gonna get that Animal Crossing dog? With a copy of Doom 2?
I was talking to Swasage yesterday. You know,
no, the Hunter game.
I got into Animal Crossing when I was a kid, or I got Animal Crossing when I was a kid because the girl next door had it, and when I actually went to play it, I don't know, it just didn't it didn't pop off with me. Funny enough though, because I love Harvest Moon and I love Rune Factory. What I would say I'm looking forward to most is probably Rune Factory 4 special. I need a Switch, but I'm looking forward to that. Sakura Wars, that's coming out in April.
I know it
And
exists.
Wasteland 3.
Wow, he's all the games I don't know are coming out. So
Those are all coming out in like the next 2 months.
I believe you. The problem is too many games are coming out now, and the big ones is getting overshadowed. Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, Neo 2's out right now. Doom. It's like everything else is like, oh, who cares? Like hey, come on, Chad, am I lying? Let's be real. Everything else is like irrelevant at that point.
Well, Final Fantasy Remake makes everything pretty much irrelevant. Yeah.
And it's because they're all childhood games, but hey, that's cool though. Sakura Wars, I know it's a niche. I know about it, and that's like, and I know about it, and I still.
It's the first time it's in America that you could play.
Exactly, right. It's always been an import.
That's important.
Are you okay?
But it's getting overshadowed, so now it's like, what do you know?
Nanners or Mash the Stampede. Which big streamer you think's gonna move to Mixer?
You know, the problem here is I don't know big streamers that well.
Okay, let me.
I really don't know.
Let me see. Let me try to answer this.
Why don't we open it up to the panel?
Yeah. Okay. Pretty much, Swatches. I don't know because the people they moved over there.
They paid.
They paid one, and then two, they're not obtaining more Twitch people. From what I heard recently, is that the numbers. They didn't poll a lot of new audience there. Just some of the fans that are on Twitch went to Mixer for only that person, and then they go back to Twitch for their other people.
No.
So it really didn't poll newer people because no one really knows the people on Mixer. I don't know people on Mixer, and plus my first experience on Mixer was a total shit fest, so I don't go back.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it's,
we know for sure they're definitely not getting Dr. Disrespect or Pokimane because they just signed contracts.
No.
All right, yeah.
But I agree with what FinalHarps is saying.
Yeah.
I agree with what FinalHarps is saying. It kind of doesn't. It's not that smart of a move necessarily because they don't really stay over there.
Yeah.
You know.
No, the chat probably doesn't know this, but I do know this. You cosplay. What are the characters you cosplay?
So I cosplay. Currently, I just really do Sojiro from Persona 5, and I have a couple versions of that. And I do Yosuke from Persona 4. But I did do Brad Wong from Dead or Alive because he's my favorite character because he's so fun to play because he's such a weirdo.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. The drunken characters, man, they're so fun. But yeah, I mean, it's really just those three. I don't take cosplay on like that serious a level, but I also I follow a lot of cool cosplayers. I have a lot of friends that are great cosplayers. Like my buddy's the Brothers Cosplay, and my buddy Dylan. You know, we have like a whole Persona group that's like,
that's the best. That's the best.
Yeah.
Nice.
Every year we go to MagFest by the Fountain. They do a huge Persona photo shoot. Persona and Atlas, but Persona, it's amazing. It's such a great time.
Oh, yep, no, hands down,
that's awesome.
It's my favorite cosplay to see always, dude. Persona.
Speaking of cosplays. You don't do it seriously, but I know you hate TikTok.
Of course I do.
You hate TikTok. But I've, in a month, gained 7,000 followers on there. And my question to you is, would you do TikToks in your cosplay if you thought it would help you grow?
I wouldn't do it because I think it would help me grow. I would do it because I wanted to. I think one of the early mistakes we made with Twitch, and again, that's not why we have that whole situation of two stupid gamers or you two stupid gamers or you MashTheStampede, is because when we started out the Twitch page, I'm like, well, let's just make the Twitch page so we have the thing, and if we ever do stream together, we could use it. And then I saw that it wasn't really being used, so then I just started to stream from it. Like, I feel like if you're gonna go into it, do it because you love it. I don't really hate TikTok, but I don't understand the medium quite like you do. I never really got into Snapchat. That's probably why. I kind of hate.
I don't like Snapchat. All the other social medias I can give two craps about. And what do you mean by median? Because I could probably answer this question about TikTok.
What do you mean median?
You said something with an M. What do you say?
No, because you were going off like, how it's the same thing, like, TikTok, or I never got into, like, and then I had the same conception. To me, it's all the same thing. And, and he...
Because it's like, I see. Yeah, because TikTok, isn't it that you're limited to a set amount of time per clip? Like it's kind of like Vine, right? Where it's just short bits, right?
Mm-hmm. You get
to me, I see that as a limitation. I would rather make the video as long as I think it needs to be, and then there we go. I think that the making it super short, it's just too quick for me. It feels like it's all punchline, no setup, nothing else going on there. And I respect the people that do it because look, they're having a lot of fun. A lot of people love what TikTok is, but I want my videos to be unconstrained in terms of times. Like sometimes I'll be honest, sometimes me and Zero get into it about like, oh, this video needs to be a little bit shorter. I'm like, listen, if a video has to be long, just make it long. You know, you got to get everything you want to get out in this time frame. Sometimes they're going to be short, sometimes they're going to be long. I throw it back to EMP Lemon, but yeah.
The reason why I asked that, because maybe I could answer this. I understand with the whole with TikTok. Okay, I get that. Like you want as much time as you want, but how TikTok's built is about the short little burst of like getting something out there. Okay, you don't like that, but what I like about it is that you can act out a 15-second clip of like say Archer and Lana talking, right? You act that out and you post it, and their one video can get 1 million views overnight. And those views are one per user, not one user watching it 1 million times. That number only goes up when a different person views it. Now, when you go to your analytics, it shows you how many times. But the fact that if you make one thing, your name gets out there that much. And that's why I like using it. I like using it also because I enjoy it. Like it's one of the first things that me and my wife like do on a consistent basis together. And I thoroughly enjoy doing TikToks with her. It's just a great time. Now, that's why, since I know you do cosplay, there's a lot of people who do that and get themselves known on there. And that's an awesome thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just ranting about it because it's so good.
I got you. I totally understand. And I respect for you to approaching me with this idea because you're not. I mean, look, you're not wrong. Who do I know? Maybe you're completely right. And like, this is a perfect way to funnel views into the YouTube channel. I've never looked. I don't think I'm going to look into it, but I mean, it keeps coming up. Maybe one day I'll try.
I will tell you. Decision.
Yeah, I do too.
I will tell you. I actually was probably. I think I was in a TikTok once.
Do it.
Yeah, so it's
Love Vixen says do it.
Yeah, so we're on the 7 mark.
Yeah.
Greatest Gamer, what's your opinion on TikTok?
Mine?
Greatest Gamer.
I think it's trash. I think it's for people with short attention spans. And everyone on there is stressed. Like she said, they take some 3 hours to make 60 seconds. Most of them just get a phone and call it a day. Like, it's lazy. Like you said, you can't be what you want. Like theirs is one of the few that isn't garbage on that thing. Most of it is trash. The only good ones are the gaming and the cosplay. And that's, they do the cosplay and then the gaming, that's it. And everything else, I don't care what. Like, there was one where they were just in their apartment. Like, oh yeah, that's nice. Let us watch how not rich we are and how rich you are. I don't know, man. It's just these young ones, bro. These young people have a short attention span, bro.
It's something we some of us old folks may not understand because like when Vine came out, I was the same way. Like I didn't understand Vine. I didn't get it. I'm like, why don't you just post to YouTube? It works there too. But it's like, no, but Vine, this is this hot new thing. And I mean, again, I don't understand it, but there are a lot of people that they made big time content creator careers starting on Vine.
Alpha Gaming.
I think Logan Paul was a Viner, and
yeah, he was.
He's a jerk, but like, yeah, I mean, he's famous.
Even then, they actually didn't make as much money as they said. They complained because it didn't make enough. Like, yeah, it's only 15 seconds. What do you expect? And then it's funny because I was thinking right as you were saying everything. That's why the type of content is so different. That you can't be a Viner and then go into a YouTuber because all of them failed. Every last one of them. I think one of them even made a movie, and
not all of them.
It's different. It's so different.
It's a different. It's
and
totally
I'm referring more to the one that are the popular with the young ones. So we your Jake Pauls and all that.
That explains the whole Jake Paul, Logan Paul thing because those guys seem like they're from another planet when they came over to YouTube. You know what I mean?
You can tell they were not comfortable with it either. You can.
Well, if you go from like something that tiny, you got to make a compilation video that's at least about 5 minutes, but those are only about a minute. Like what we're doing. If you watch TikTok, you see a lot of cringe.
Yeah.
You really do, and you have to
Mad
filter
cringe.
through a while. Then you don't get cringe, but then you get those days where it's just dead, and you're just getting cringe. Now the problem is, no, I'm serious.
No,
it's annoying.
that's perfect.
But what we're doing is we're going to be announcing a giveaway, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring it from what is it? TikTok to YouTube, but we're going to choose 15 people's videos that are a minute long, and we're going to have them where it chooses who people have to choose and pick who's going to win this contest of $100. And the fact that it's going to bring people to the channel, it's going to bring people to these other TikTokers, and it's going to bring people to our channel, and it's going to get all these high-end TikTokers who are actually like really popular out of their shell if they want an extra $100.
Yeah, he knows what's up, but that's because he's a real content creator. There's a difference between the douchebags I mentioned earlier.
This was mostly her idea, but
regardless,
yeah, like it's great. It's a great thing. And what I'm saying is, when you do TikToks, you can't just post a 15-second clip on YouTube. YouTube considers it like spam and doesn't really care about it. Now, if it's like a couple minutes, then it's okay. But even then, TikToks are like a minute long, so you have to make a compilation video, and that's really easy, but people don't understand that. Like the Vine people who started Vine probably didn't understand that. You need to make a compilation video. It's I should be a coach.
he should be.
Yes. But
you've definitely learned a lot over like watching you grow. You guys, the two of you, grow on TikTok. Like you've definitely learned a lot and like stepped up your game. So
yes,
you probably could teach a class at this point.
I've gained like 22 subs on YouTube in the last 4 days.
Nice.
I don't even know what from. I really don't. But I did put a video on TikTok saying this, and then made TikTok guides. So it's like, I don't know.
That should be about it.
That is it. I hope everyone thoroughly enjoyed this.
This man and his
This guy. This guy is so cool. I wish we could meet up, hang out for a day.
Hey,
we will. I'm sure.
Plane trips, bro.
Yeah. Once all this stuff clears up, we could definitely do like a Twitch stream. We should do a mini TwitchCon, our own TwitchCon, just like
hey, yo, dude, for real. Dude,
we'll have panels. We'll have T-shirts.
There better be coffee, and I'm good.
Drop to Asen. Asen needs some. There's empty panel booth rooms over there. It's an anime convention.
Well, yeah, all anime conventions are canceled anyway right now. I mean, there'll be plenty of room.
Oh, true. But I think Asen, yeah, regardless. But still, that's later on. Yeah, so you guys, thank you so much for enjoying this.
Yes, thank you.
And of course, shout outs to all the people who mentioned earlier. Hopefully, they'll have links up and everything. You know, you already know how everything works. Or hopefully not.
Well,
Awesome.
All right, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining in. And get some rest, Joypad. Thank you for the questions, everyone, tonight. And I think this was a very successful, very to the point, and we got to learn who Nanners really is. Good night, everyone.